Kick the metal. When you're ready to duplicate your best goal. Engines roar, the dirt flies thick, steel beats rumble, tires grip slick, mud tattoos, the side panels raw, wheel to wheel, no room for a flaw. Throttle pit, hearts pound like bass, slide through the corner, a deadly embrace, chasing that checkered, sweat stay drained, the track screams louder than
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rumble here once again this evening as the Wheel to Wheel Racing League gets ready to rumble here from Lanier as they get ready to duke it out here in this one. Qualifying just coming to a close. That means we'll get ready to rock and roll here in just a couple more moments for our first heat race of the evening. Our first heat race just around the corner as this qualifying session is into its final couple seconds here before we get ready to rumble, before we get ready to rock and roll. Right now, Aiden Lucas with the quick time here in qualifying. Logan Perriman second here, quickest on the speedway. Virgil Perriman sits in position number 3 in the qualifying charts. And then we see Jordan Fisher, Keegan Huey rounding out our top 5 with Jackson Branscombe, Wyatt Mickelson, Chess Hamby, Evan Stewart, and Christopher Hall are top 10. Matthew Wood qualified back in the 11th position with Ryan Haller in the Maximum Destruction ride in position number 12. And yet to qualify is the 0-0 of Michael Durham Jr. As we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to rumble here for our couple heat races and then our feature event here this evening for what is going to be another great show, another great race here this evening. These drivers always putting together absolutely great racing action, man. Always so much fun, always so much great battles here, as I do believe we will see. Let me double check it here. I do believe it is 20 laps for each heat race, and I do believe 60 laps for our A main feature event. So 100 laps altogether between our heat races and the feature event, deciding, maybe a few caution flags along the way. As we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to rumble, starting on that pole position is the 34 ride of Aiden Lucas. He was quickest in qualifying, so he will start in the pole position here for this first heat race of the evening. To his outside will be the number 18 of Virgil Perriman. Perriman will start there in that second spot with Keegan Huey, the 38 ride, rounding out our top 3. To his outside in the Dude Wipes, number 51, it is Wyatt Mickelson, and rounding out our top 5 to start the first heat race of the evening will be the number 37 of Evan Stewart. Stewart will start there in 5th. To his outside in the beautiful dome, number 17, that is Matthew Wood. Wood will start there in 6th as Michael Durham Jr. did not hop out here to start this feature event, so we've yet to see the 0-0 hit the racing surface. We'll have to wait and see if he can get out here for our feature event or maybe get a few laps in here throughout this heat race. Unfortunately, he will have to start from at least pit side here this evening as we get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to rumble. The official iRacing pace truck will get ready next time by the head down pit road and set these drivers loose. Our first heat race of the evening, looking to be a good one here. Some fast cats, a lot of good drivers here. Going to be a tough fight all the way back to the start-finish line as these cats going to give us a show here this evening from Lanier. Who's it going to be? Who's going to pick up the first heat race win of the day? Will it be our quick qualifying time driver, the 34 of Aiden Lucas, as you see the pace car head back down pit road? That will unleash the field to the 34 of Aiden Lucas. Aiden sees that green flag fly quickly down low, keeps his foot in the throttle, able to hit corner 1 and 2 nicely, enough to clear that 18 ride, as we do see Evan Stewart trying to work his way farther forward. Here comes Matthew Wood, the 17, right there with him, trying to figure out their way around that 51 ride of Wyatt Mickelson. Mickelson hangs on to it, keeps that 51 pointed the right direction as Aiden Lucas continues to lead the way. We'll lead the first couple laps here this evening. Virgil Perriman back there in position number 2. Then we see Keegan Huey holding on to 3rd. Evan Stewart up and into 4th here, able to work his way around that number 51 as the fish speed ride now into that 4th position. Mickelson back in 5th, now looking to try to keep himself in that 5th spot. Unfortunately, going to wash up the track. That allows Matthew Wood. The squeeze down low and around him as Wood jumps up into that fifth position on the racetrack. Is Aiden Lucas, though. Lucas out in front has this race lead. Nice and easy down and out of corner number 4. Stretches out to almost 9/10 of a second here between himself and Virgil Perriman. Last time around laid down another quick time here in this heat race. And this 34 looks like he's got some speed. Looks like he has found a groove here at Lanier, and he is looking to just run away with this one over a second gap now between himself and Virgil Perriman. Perriman hanging on to second here. He's feeling pretty good. He's got almost 2 seconds between himself and Keegan Huey, and then another big gap back as we do see Evan Stewart still trying to hang on to that 4th position. Matthew Wood, though, trying to come alive here a little bit, moving around, trying to search for some grip, trying to find the quick lane here at Lanier, and it's opened up the inside groove once again to the Dude Wipes riders. They're going to bang fenders down and out of corner number 4 as Wood now slides back into 6. Mickelson back up into that 5th position. So Wyatt and the Dude Wipes slow racing ride now into that top 5 once again. But out in front, it's all Aiden Lucas. Continue to stretch his race lead out farther and farther here. Continue to pull farther and farther away from Virgil Perriman in the rest of the field. And it looks like halfway through, it could be all Aiden Lucas here in this heat race as he looks to be that reflection of perfection here this evening. Quickest in qualifying, started on the pole position here in this heat race, and so far has been picture perfect here in this heat race as well. And if he can win this heat race, should set him up for the pole position in our main feature event to give him that extra little bit of gumption, that extra little bit of drive here to try and put himself up and into victory lane. A much needed win and good run for that 34 ride. Looked really, really strong last week at USA International Speedway, and obviously looking to feed off that momentum and hoping that he can put himself up and into the winner's circle here this evening as well. As, man, some great racing, some great action. These drivers continue to put on an absolutely amazing show for us, man. These guys have been duking it out here in this one, and it's made for a lot of fun. It's made for a lot of great racing, as I do believe Matthew Wood comes into this race with a 1-point lead in the championship. Jackson Branscombe comes in second, 1 point behind him, a bit of a gap back to Jordan Fisher and Virgil Perriman. Aiden Lucas back in about the 7th spot here, was able to pick up the win last week at the USA International Speedway, but definitely hoping to find at least another one here this evening. Hoping to pick up another big win here in that 34 ride as Matthew Wood, Jackson Branscombe, they've looked stout. They've looked really, really good here already in this season, and obviously looking to try to stretch out their points lead. But Aiden Lucas trying to play catch up here. So won't Jordan Fisher, Virgil Perriman, Chess Hamby as well. And with Matthew Wood now starting to come alive here, he's been able to work his way back around Evan Stewart, Wyatt Mickelson, and Keegan Huey. Matthew Wood jumps up into 3rd, but the white flag has been displayed for Aiden Lucas, who has still about a second lead between himself and Virgil Perriman. So down through corner 3 and out of 4, it is the 34 of Aiden Lucas who will pick up the first heat race win this evening. So Aiden Lucas with the heat race win, Virgil Perriman, Matthew Wood, Keegan Huey, and Wyatt Mickelson are top 5. Evan Stewart will come home in position number 6 with Michael Durham Jr., who never got out on the racetrack there for that heat race, will round out our top 7. As our first heat race of the day has concluded, we'll get ready to rumble here for our second heat race of the evening, as Logan Perriman will start in the pole position here in heat race number 2. He's hoping for a lot of the same fate as we saw for that 34 ride, trying to lead it all clean to green here in this heat race as well. As Perriman starting in the pole will have that beautiful number, I believe it is the 39 of Jordan Fisher, starting there in position number 2. Starting back in 3rd in the beautiful 98 ride. That is a beautiful throwback paint scheme here for Jackson Branscombe, as the 98 will start back in that 3rd position. To his outside, the Harley Davidson Motorcycles ride. That is Chess Hamby, who will start in 4th. Starting in position number 5 in the 98 ride, that is Christopher Hall. Hall will start there in that 5th spot. And to his outside, Beautiful Maximum Destruction paint scheme ride here this evening. We obviously saw that thing there at the beautiful Dome in the Gateway Dirt Nationals in for the Maximum Destruction ride. Definitely created a lot of destruction there. We saw obviously that car up and into a fence, lost the fuel cell out of the back end of that race car in real life at the St. Louis at the Gateway Dirt Nationals for what was a crazy wreck. I don't think I've ever seen a late model not flipping or not really, getting T-boned or something that you see a fuel cell get ripped out of it, not just by tail tagging a fence or a wall that you see that happen, but we did see that happen as here we go. Logan Perriman out in front gets a great launch, great start. He's able to keep that 39 ride for the moment back there at bay. As Perriman hoping to hit some good laps here as, oh, look out! Fisher gets a little bit loose right there. Oh, baby, good catch there. Looked like he even almost tagged the inside fence, and now they go 2-3, almost 4 wide right there is the 98 ride of Christopher Hall poking his nose right into that battle. Hall gets tight. He pushes up the racetrack. That was a real close call. He almost got up and T-boned that 59 ride of Hamby. Hamby, luckily enough, though, able to avoid contact, keep himself pointed in the right direction as we see Jackson Branscombe right there in second, able to take advantage of the mistake from the 39 of Jordan Fisher. Now Fisher on the aggressive side, trying to figure out a way to get back around this 98 machine, trying to figure out a way to get back up into second, knowing that he wants to go after that 99 of Logan Perriman for the heat race win. But for both these drivers, they're quickly running out of time, already a quarter of the way through this heat race, and as they continue to battle, they continue to duke it out. It's allowed that 99 of Logan Perriman to open up about a 7/10 of a second lead. That's about 7 car lengths between himself and that number 98 ride of Logan Branscombe. So the 99, 98 continue to lead the way with the 39 rolling there in that third position. The 59 rolls there in fourth with the 98 back in position at number 5, and the Maximum Destruction number 23 of Ryan Haller back in position number 6. So Haller there in 6, he's reeling in that number 98 ride though, Christopher Hall. Good battle maybe brewing here at the back of the pack, but they got to be careful because they continue to lose more and more time here to Logan Perriman in the rest of the field, and now all of a sudden they're starting to become part of the equation. Is, oh, look out! Jordan Fisher into the outside fence here. Heavy right front damage. Let's take a look back and see what happens as Fisher, working right here, gets to the outside, actually makes the pass on the 98 with a little help here, a little contact between the 39 and the 98 rider right here. You're going to watch him slide up. Not quite clear of him, pushes the nose up, and here comes that 59 ride. Gets a great run, drives it deep down low, slides up in front of him, virtually does the same thing, and then out at corner number 2 for that 39 of Jordan Fisher. Hard contact into the outside fence right there. Heavy right front damage. That right front completely busted apart, and he's now taking his ride down pit side. So they'll have to try to get that thing rebuilt and looking pretty again for our A-main feature event. Unfortunately for Fisher, going to start deeper in the field as doing exactly what we saw for the 34 of Aiden Lucas. Logan Perriman out in front has led every lap so far here in heat race number 2 as Chance Hamby now sits in second. Jackson Branscombe there in third. Christopher Hall in position number 4 with the Maximum Destruction number 23 of Ryan Haller rounding out our top 5. As Jordan Fisher sits down pit side, the laps continue to click down and out of corner number 4 for the 99 ride of Mr. Perriman. It is going to be only 5 laps left to go. So 5 more laps here for Logan Perriman to try to put himself up and into the winner's circle here, trying to pick up the dub here in heat race number 2. As Mrs. Haller in the chat says, hey Peacemaker, crazy racing. She says crazy racing. Always crazy racing, always great racing, as you already see the Maximum Destruction ride creating a little bit of destruction here as well. Looks like he has knocked the rear end out of this car a little bit. Obviously you see the rear wing, the rear spoiler completely ripped off of it, a little bit more right rear damage, and beautiful Maximum Destruction tribute here, obviously looking a little bit more like that race car there at the Dome Obviously missing some body panels, getting some carnage there, and really working that right rear up against the outside fence. But out in front for Logan Perriman, he will see the white flag fly. So Perriman with a 2-second gap between himself and Jess Hamby will take it nice and easy down through 3 and out of 4 as the Red Oak Pub number 99. Logan Perriman will find the dub here in heat race number 2. Jess Hamby, Jackson Branscombe, our top 3 with Christopher Hall, Ryan Haller, and Jordan Fisher rounding out our field here in heat race number 2 as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to roll here. A quick little warm-up session for drivers to make sure that their cars are absolutely on point, absolutely ready to rumble for this A-Main feature event. They'll get this quick warm-up session in, giving themselves an opportunity to just work on the race cars, make some changes, do whatever they need to do here to really just get themselves set up for this A-Main feature event. Make sure they get the right setup in, make sure they get the right amount of fuel, kind of get the game plan kind of put together, kind of see where this racetrack is starting to change, where it's kind of going, and what they think it's going to do, because it could stay fairly tacky. I believe we only got 13 cars loaded into the sim. We've yet to see the 0-0 Michael Durham Jr. get in there, so it could be a 12-car feature event, which is not a very big field, so you really might not see this place get too burnt off, get too slicked off. It's starting to get that way. It's starting to get a little bit slicker, especially on corner entry here, which a lot of times helps really set the car into the corner. Can actually help a lot finding a little bit more speed with that little bit of slickness there. But as this race progresses, as we kind of get down to the first 20, 30 laps or so, especially with all 12 cars on, you're going to really see that middle lane start to disappear. Drivers will start to move up and navigate more to this darker gray clay in the outside lane. They'll be up there for a little while until all of a sudden it gets a little too treacherous, maybe a little too close to that outside fence, or maybe just someone finds something down low. If you can set your car up right, if you can find that inside lane, it can definitely be the quickest way around this racetrack, especially once it starts to get slicker and slicker out there on the speedway. So we'll have to wait and see who's going to have it. Honestly, I think that high side may be the best way to go. I don't think with this many cars we're really going to see it get too burnt off. I think that outside groove is going to be probably the best place to be here, especially late in this race. And being pro late models, you really got to carry that momentum, that speed. So being in that outside groove can really help carry that extra little bit of momentum around this racetrack that could really drive you forward or put you into a winning situation. So the outside groove probably going to be where a lot of drivers are going to want to be. It could get into a slide jump city. We could see a lot of slide jumps being laid down, especially as the field starts to break up a little bit. Drivers moving forward, other ones maybe sliding backwards. Whoever's kind of got that better car late in the race and a little bit better tire can make some big passes, can make some big slide jumps, and make something happen to try to park themselves up in the Lanier Speedway victory lane, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to rumble here as the Lanier National Speedway in host of another amazing night of racing action here with the always amazing wheel-to-wheel racing league, as we'll get them all ready to rumble, ready to go to battle here. 2 more minutes from now, we're going to be going green flag racing here as these drivers will get loaded into the sim. They'll be looking for the win. We're going to get a quick drink into us, and then we're going to be right back here in just a few more moments. So don't go anywhere, because you do not want to miss the start of our feature event.
Get the back door. When you're ready to jump, get your best door. The dirt flies thick, steel beats rumble, tires grip slick, mud tattoos, the side panels raw, wheel to wheel, no room for a flaw. Throttle pin, hearts pound like bass, slide through the corner, a deadly embrace, chasing that checkered, sweat stain dream, the track screams out of there.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our main feature event is about to get underway, as starting in the pole position in the Chattanooga State Water Aquarium, it is the beautiful number 34. So it's the Chattanooga State Community College, the Water Aquarium Blobfish. All right, interesting logo there on the 34, but it is Aiden Lucas who will start in the pole position. To his outside in the big River Steel number 99 machine, that is Logan Perriman, who will start in position number 2. Starting in that third spot in the 18 ride, it is Virgil Perriman. To his outside in the Harley Davidson Motorcycles number 59, it is Chess Hamby. Starting in position number 5 here this evening in the beautiful Dome Cycles Racing ride, that is the 17 of Matthew Wood. To his outside in the 98, it is Logan Branscombe, who will start there in that 6th position, with Keegan Huey starting back in 7th. The 98 rider Christopher Hall starting there in 8th with Wyatt Mickelson, and the Maximum Destruction number 23 of Haller rounding at the top 10. Evan Stewart in the 37, Jordan Fisher in the 39 will bring up the rear of the field as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as we are quickly green flag racing here at Lanier. As quickly the 34 right out in front, but a slide job right there. The 99 is Logan Perriman will take the race lead away from the 34. First time here this evening at the 34 rider, Aiden Lucas has been behind anybody and will now look to try to battle back. Here is the 59, tight down through the middle. Unfortunately, can't quite get the run that he was looking for on corner exit. And for the 34 of Aiden Lucas, will stay there in position number 2 as they stay battling 2, almost 3 wide back here behind him. The 59 ride looks to me maybe slightly into the middle here as, the 38 rider Keegan Huey, heavy right front damage. You see that right front absolutely busted off here, and unfortunately for Keegan Huey, an early trip down pit side here in a black flag as well. Too fast down pit road, unsafe down there, as here we go, slide job out of the 98 of Branscombe. The 59 of Hamby and this 34 of Aiden Lucas are absolutely duking it out back here for that second position, and that's exactly what Logan Perriman wants to see. Perriman wants to be able to run away with it, wants to be able to open up a massive lead, and already after 6 laps of green flag racing has a 1-second gap between himself and Chess Hamby. Hamby will stay there in position number 2 with Jackson Branscombe now into that 3rd position. Virgil Perriman working that inside groove, looking to make the pass here on the 34 of Aiden Lucas as our pole sitter look to get off to a great start, look to be in a good position until that slide jump down in 3 and 4 put the 99 right in front of him, and ever since then has been falling backwards, as you do see Matthew Wood next driver up to potentially try to work his way around that 34 right. And now for Matthew Wood, he does have some pretty solid right front damage here as well. Take a look at that right front, the fender no longer there, busted up front bumper here as well, and unfortunately for the 17, that could definitely affect his ability to try to win this race, but man, still making passes, able to get around Aiden Lucas. He's got that 39 right of Jordan Fisher right there with him. We saw Fisher get into the outside fence there in his heat race, went from battling for second to the back of the pack there in that heat race, but now here he is from deep in the field trying to work his way back up towards the front, as we do see Aiden Lucas slid all the way back now into that 7th position. Tough start here for that 34 ride after winning the pole position, winning his heat race, and starting on the pole here for this feature event. Unfortunately falling back now into position number 7 early on here this evening is Christopher Hall, Wyatt Mickelson, Ryan Haller still rounding out our top 10. Evan Stewart back there in 11th. Keegan Huey, who's down pit road here, looks like they've gotten that car repaired. He's able to get back out there, just hasn't done it yet, as there's contact between Fisher and Matthew Wood. Fisher gives a little bit of a hip check right there to that number 17 ride. For Wood, he slides back now into 7th, but here he comes quickly trying to battle his way back around this 34 of Aiden Lucas, wanting to track back down that 39 ride of Jordan Fisher after the contact there through corner 1 and 2. But out in front, it's all Logan Perriman. Perriman continues to lead the way, almost 1.5 seconds between himself and Jess Hamby. Hamby holding on nicely here in a second. Looking pretty good, pretty solid so far here this evening with that 98 ride. Jackson Branscombe still trying to bring this tribute paint scheme into victory lane here. Is the 201 able to find victory lane in our first race of the season? He's looking to get it done here this evening in race number 3, but right now having a tough go trying to complete this pass for position number 2, and it's opening up the door for that number 18 of Virgil Perriman to poke his nose right into the battle. Virgil working the inside groove here. He's been down low. He's been working this inside lane for a lot of this race. He's been really working that inside groove, and gonna wonder if maybe this is gonna help him or hurt him later in the race, especially if that outside lane starts to fade away. Will that open up that bottom groove to be the dominant way around the racetrack and potentially allow this 18 ride to just start to pick these guys apart and drive his way up and into victory lane? But right now, Logan Perriman just doing everything he needs to do. Got a great start, saw the 34 slide up in front of him, crossed him over, slid him down through 3 and 4, and ever since then never looked back and continues to pull farther and farther away as we do see Virgil Perriman completes that pass for position number 2. So finding something down low here. Virgil Perriman hooked up, and for the Perriman boys, they're hooked up here this evening. Logan Perriman, Virgil Perriman, 1 and 2 out there on the racetrack. Jess Hamby slides back into 3rd. As Jackson Branscombe, Matthew Wood there in tow as Wood's able to work his way back around Jordan Fisher. Fisher up the racetrack, has to catch it, has to get this thing figured back out as the Fish Speed ride rolls there now into the 7th position as Aiden Lucas back around him here. Lucas has been hanging around right with these guys. He's been right in the middle of this battle this whole time, but unfortunately still such a loss of track position. It's gonna be tough without a couple caution flags to try to get himself back into the battle and hope that, you know, he doesn't burn his stuff up. Hope that he kind of saves a little bit of tire there. Maybe that's why he fell back as quickly as he did, to try to save a little bit of that right rear for late in this race. But time is starting to run out as, oh, there's contact between them. Look out, 39 and 34 get tangled together. Luckily enough, both Fisher and Lucas keep themselves pointing the right direction. They keep on battling, but that draws in the 51 of Wyatt Mickelson. Mickelson, the dude wipes ride, looking to try to catch up to him, looking to work his way up towards the top 5 here this evening as Logan Perriman continues to lead the way. He's seeing that lead evaporate though. His old man Virgil Perriman starting to reel him in. Virgil there in 2nd, starting to track down the other Perriman in the field as Jackson Branscombe is able to make that pass on the number 59 right at Jess Hamby. Branscombe now up and into 3rd once again on the Speedway. Jess Hamby slides back into 4th with Matthew Wood right down to his inside. Wood's right there, ready to pounce, ready to try to battle his way up here to the front, duke it out here for the race win. Obviously, you see that right front damage there on that 17 ride. Gotta wonder how much that may be affecting him. We do see Jordan Fisher now also with a little bit of the same fate here, getting up into the outside fence. Luckily enough, the right front tire doesn't get busted up or busted off like we saw for Keegan Huey, but for the 39 and that 17, clearly they've gotten into somebody or some part of the wall and have ripped off that right front fender, and unfortunately that could really prove, you know, maybe some handling issues underneath. Who knows what may be wrong after hard contact like that to create that kind of damage, as we do see Evan Stewart. Evan now finds himself also down pit side, same with Keegan Huey, who's still down pit road, but tough break there for those guys. But in front, Logan Perriman, Virgil Perriman, 1 and 2 on the Speedway, and the battle at the front of the field starting to heat up, and they're starting to work into some lap traffic. Lap traffic right here in front of them. So for Logan Perriman, do you choose the high side? Do you choose the bottom? Which way do you go? How do you pick your way through this traffic to give yourself that extra little bit of an edge, that little bit of an advantage here between yourself and Virgil as they're battling almost door to door now for this race lead, as you do see door to door battling here for position number 9. This is a battle for Christopher Hall Throttle and Ryan Haller. Haller able to jump up into the 9th spot, but the Sweetwater TRD Toyota number 98 of Christopher Hall trying to track him back down, trying to work his way back into that fight. But here we go. Here comes the Perriman boys, as here we go. Door to door, out in front for the race lead, back down across the line. Give another lap led to the 99 ride of Logan Perriman. But Virgil Perriman right there, this is where it's going to get interesting, as it could be a little bit of a logjam trying to get through some of that lap traffic. I would say give that lap being led to Virgil Perriman right there. But you do see the 98 ride obviously struggling here. Damage to the rear end, kicking the rear end out, just trying to work his way through that slick stuff. Obviously a little heavy on the throttle here, because he's keeping his foot in the throttle through this slick stuff, and you can see it every corner. He loses that rear end. He's got to learn that throttle control. You can't be on the throttle sliding through this slick stuff. You're just going to lose that rear end and slow you down more and more and more, trying to work that bottom groove. And unfortunately, it looks like he's kind of finding out the hard way here this afternoon, as we do see the 39 of Jordan Fisher back down pit road. Fisher hits pit sign here in this one. Heartbreaker there for the 39 ride. More damage onto that 39 ride. He'll look to get it fixed up, look to get it back into working condition, as here we go. Our race leaders, the Perrimans, now working on that 23 machine. The maximum destruction ride of Ryan Haller. Haller just trying to keep himself in the mix here, hoping to stay in that free pass position, or on the lead lap is now, oh baby, the 99 of Logan sent it in there deep, as the caution flag will fly. Caution flag will be displayed. Now missing the left front tire is the 98 ride of Christopher Hall. Let's take a look back and see what happens. I'm going to guess that Hall on the throttle through the middle of the corner is going to step on the gas, and it's going to kick out and around on him. Oh, look good there. Maybe down through 1 and 2. Oh, no, he just sent it in too low. Trying to keep himself in the tacky stuff down on the bottom side, unfortunately. Didn't time it quite right here. Obviously shoots it in deep down low, the pit entry right here, and he's going to find that inside fence. Pretty hard contact, as you see the car just kind of explode right there, and unfortunately going to lose that left front tire as well. And for the 98, that's a lot of damage, and unfortunately, oh man, look at Aiden Lucas just able to get through there. My gosh, that was a close call there for Aiden Lucas. He almost got absolutely taken out right there. Luckily enough, keeps himself in it. Now for the 98 rider, Christopher Hall, still rolling out there. I mean, I guess if you can stay in the throttle long enough, you don't really need that left front tire, and looks like he's going to try to survive here. He's going to stay out. He's not going to come down pit road. I mean, this is probably more than likely just going to be another caution flag potentially in the future, but we'll have to wait and see if he can hang on to it. Obviously was having a rough go with it, as the car had all 4 tires. Now it's got 3 tires. I can't believe it's going to be any better, but here we go. Back to green flag racing, and cautions breed cautions, but here we go. 98 gets a little bit of contact there into Logan Perriman, checks Perriman up, so it allows Virgil Perriman to kind of open up a decent lead now in that first lap since the restart. Logan Perriman trying to hold on the second, as Matthew Wood able to work his way around Jackson Branscombe. Branscombe looking to try to get back around him here, but Wood trying to not only extend his points lead, but also looking to try to go up here in battle for the race win here this afternoon. Aiden Lucas trying to get himself back into the hunt here at the front, as he rolls back here in position number 5. We see Wyatt Mickelson there in 6th, Chess Hamby back in 7th, and Ryan Haller, maximum destruction ride, able to get the lucky dog, the free pass back on the lead lap. And for that number 23 Ryan, he's still on the lead lap, just back in the 8th position, but we do see the caution flag going to come out once again. So the caution flag is back out. Let's take another look at what may have happened here. Actually, no, that was the checkered flag. Wait, what? This race went by in a flash. What in the world? That was the... Okay, so this is the final lap right here. Logan Virgil Perriman just with a great lead here. This is only a 40-lap feature. White flag flies, and for that 18 ride, this one caught us off guard, but for the final lap, man, what a run for the 18 of Virgil Perriman, as he just opened up a big lead on that restart. Really never gave anyone else a shot to get by him, and Virgil drives it home and into victory lane here at Lanier. Logan Perriman will come home in 2nd. In Jackson Branscombe will round out our top three. Aiden Lucas up into fourth. Matthew Wood slides back to fifth. Wyatt Mickelson, Chess Hamby, and Ryan Haller round out our top eight. Man, what a run, what a race here in this one, but give it up for this number 18 ride as Virgil Perriman picks up the dub and parks himself up here in victory lane. Man, what a race, what a drive for Virgil Perriman and both the Perriman brothers here. Actually, I don't know if they're brothers or father and son, but nonetheless, they put on a great show for us, says Mrs. Haller, cheering on Ryan and Wyatt Mickelson here this evening. Hey, it's Kev says somehow took home eighth. Hey, you know what? It is what it is, brother. Other drivers running into issues, other drivers having problems, and it opens up the door for a good solid finish here as Keegan Huey says, I might have turned too hard. You know, I turned right too hard. Probably the case. I don't know if it was an overcorrection that you turned right or trying to sling it into the corner, but nonetheless, a little too far to the right, and you find that outside fence, and unfortunately, that's where we saw Mr. Keegan Huey lose that right front tire and unfortunately have to go down pit side early in this race. As we'll get ready now to pull in our race winner, Virgil Perriman, as Perriman picks up the dub. We'll get him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. As I do believe he's Batman 42, I'm assuming. Let's see if we can get him up here into the booth.
Where's
Hey,
Lanier
Virgil,
at?
it's Aaron. It's Aaron up here in the booth. Virgil, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Virgil, man, heck of a run, heck of a drive here this evening, man. Take us back through this one, and what's going through your mind as you're able to take the lead away from Logan here late in this race. You have one restart to have to deal with, but really, once you took that race lead, no pressure to your back bumper.
Oh, yes. We unloaded this Longhorn right off the trailer, and she was just fast all night long. Ran behind Aiden there in the heat race, but I felt like the car was a lot better. It was a lot faster, I felt like. Once we went green in the feature, everybody was running, middle high. It looked like I was just keeping the left side right around the wall there, and I finally snuck up on old Logan there and had to show him what a little age can do there, and just roll right around the bottom, a little throttle control. And once I got out in the front, just look in the rearview mirror and watch them fade away.
Yeah, absolutely. Fade away is the correct answer right there, because that's what they were doing in a quick hurry. I didn't even realize this race was 45 laps, but it went by in a flash. And for yourself, you just kind of stuck with that bottom groove for a lot of this race. Now, I know through iRacing for a lot of years, this place has changed a bit. It's went from, multi-lane to high side dominant to bottom side dominant. What was the question mark coming into this race on where were you going to run? Did you think the high side was going to be the dominant way to be, or did you just stay true to that bottom lane, knowing that, potentially that was going to be the fastest way around this racetrack?
Well, I thought the first part of the race it would be, middle bottom, but I figured as the laps wound off, I seen Logan up on the high side there, and I thought that the high side was going to roll pretty good. But man, this bottom, I don't know if this Longhorn was just getting a good bite off the bottom or what, but that bottom stayed really good all night long.
Yeah, it definitely stayed good. It was hooked up here all evening, and man, you were able to hit your marks perfectly down there on that bottom groove. Not only able to, jump out in front, but able to make some good passes there on Branscombe and on that number, I do believe it was the 59 right at Chess Hamby there as well, to work yourself up and into that second position. And then all of a sudden, you see the laps clicking down. You see Logan, he's out in front by about a second and a half, and it did not take long for you to track him down here, as I'm not sure. It didn't really seem like the high side faded away. I don't know if maybe Logan just a little too hard on the throttle out there, burning his tires up, and you were able to just track him down that easily. But, man, it just seemed like it was a nice little Sunday drive for you.
Yes, yeah, the car felt great. We just unloaded really good. But, yeah, I think Logan did get a little excited there and start burning the tires off of it once he seen me there on the bottom. He just needs a little more seat time, I believe.
Yeah, a little bit more seat time, a little bit more learning experience like he did here tonight as you took him to school and showed him how to get it done here at Lanier National Speedway. Virgil, congrats on the win here this evening, man, and who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance?
Oh, just thank Longhorn for giving me this good car. I want to thank my son, Logan, his friend Jackson there, and, shoot, I don't know, everybody that, puts effort in on this team.
Beauty. Well, Virgil, heck of a run, heck of a drive, man. Congrats on the dub here this evening. We can't wait to see you guys back in action. I do believe we're off for a couple weeks for the holidays, so hopefully have yourself a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and we'll see you back out there in the new year for the 4th race of this season.
Hey, you too, man. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Virgil Perriman. As Perriman picks up the dub, we'll get ready now to pull in our second place finisher. It's another Perriman. It's Logan Perriman who comes home in position number 2 as the 99 Ryan. We'll park it on the front straightaway. We'll get him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Logan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Logan, man, heck of a run, a heck of a drive for you here this evening. Obviously, a fairly quick time there in qualifying. Gave you a great starting spot there for the second heat race of the day as you start on the pole position. And, man, you just ran away with that heat race. Didn't really give anyone a shot there. Virgil was never really within striking distance of you, and it looked to be maybe the same way playing out here in this feature event as you were able to get around that 34 of Aiden Lucas rather quickly and then start to open up that lead. Start to open up a gap, and then all of a sudden, midway through this race, that 18 ride just started to track you down, and as he started to put the pressure on you, I don't know if he just started to get a little bit too antsy, maybe driving a little too hot out there and burning up that, right rear, or just, unfortunately couldn't find that bottom lane like Virgil had hooked up here this evening, but he was able to get around you in there, even on that late race restart. Never really able to give him a shot or able to steal this lead back away from him here this evening, but man, still solid second place run. Great battle there at the end to keep, obviously, the 98 and the 17 ride back at bay. They come home here in second, man. Take us back through it. What's going through your mind?
Qualifying, we did pretty good in qualifying. I just had to go back to the roots of the real life dirt racing and just sling it in there from the flag stand and hope it stuck. And well, it worked out for me in qualifying. Heat racing though, I knew Jordan Fisher. He was a fast dude, so I had to push him up a little bit, put him in that marble, and get a good start on there. Then halfway through the heat race, I saw my spotter, holding them sticks out there next to that catch fence, saying I was checked out. So I just let the good times roll. And feature, I knew Aiden was going to be a fast car. I had a feeling he was going to try to slide job me early, but luckily he really never did. About halfway through the race, again, my spotter showed me them sticks. I was good, and I just rolled the high side, just tried to put more distance out on them. Then about probably 15 laps to go, my spotter put him back up there. That I had a car closing in, and before I knew it, my father, he was letting it cook. I tell you what, he was letting it cook on that bottom. I guess he just showed me how it was done and rolled that bottom and just passed me right there at the end. I was a little upset though that caution did come out, but I mean it is what it is, and he just had better tires. I knew halfway I burnt my tires off. I just had no forward bite or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe being a little bit too aggressive too early. Do you think back maybe, once you kind of got out to that half a second or 3/10 of a second lead, just having those couple car lengths that you could have just eased out of it there a little bit, maybe took it a little bit easier to try to save some of those tires for later in this race, or were you just hoping that you could run away with it and hope that, Virgil or anyone else back here behind you didn't have anything left in the tank there late in this one to catch you or potentially take this one away from you?
I was actually being way more aggressive than what I should have been. I thought maybe if I could catch back up to lap cars, I could use them as a little bit more of a cushion before second, just to put them a little bit more space in between, try to hold up second place. But the more I looked, everyone was really fast tonight, especially my dad. I didn't realize how quick he was going to roll that bottom and how good that bottom was actually going to work out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Had that bottom side hooked up and rolling here this evening. But Logan, you come home with a very solid second place finish here this evening, man. Who'd you like to thank for another great run and another great race here this evening?
Oh, I'd like to thank the iBuyPower people for giving me a brand new spanking PC. I'd like to thank my parents for supplying the internet for me here, so that way I can race tonight. And just Evan Stewart, Jordan Fisher, and all them just putting this little thing together for the winter.
Beauty. Well, Logan, heck of a run, heck of a race again here this evening, man. We are off for a couple weeks for the holidays, so have yourself a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and we'll see you back here in a few Sundays from now for our 4th race of the season.
You too. Hopefully this represents a early Christmas present for me here.
Beauty. Hopefully, brother.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, the 99 Rhino, Logan Perriman. As Logan comes home with a solid second place finish here this evening. As we'll get ready now to pull in our third place finisher, the number 98 ride. It's Jackson Branscombe. Let's get Jackson up here into the booth. Hey, Jackson, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, I do.
Jackson, man, another good run, another good race as you're able to come home with another podium finish here in that beautiful tribute paint scheme ride. Unfortunately, here in this one, a couple spots shy of victory lane again, but man, another great battle, another great race here as you and the Paramins duke it out here, and unfortunately, both Logan and Virgil able to beat you here this evening, man. Take us back through and what's going through your mind.
Not really, just one of those deals, really. The first start of the feature, we had a good battle. Like, I think it was for second or third, just slide jobs, 3 wides, roughed the car up a little bit, and one lap, Chess Hamby, I didn't know if he thought he was clear or what, but he came down, hit my right front, and it just felt like I had nothing since that.
Yeah, that slight little bit of damage could be enough to knock the toe out of this ride or something else that could have affected the drive here this evening, and obviously definitely made things difficult for you. But man, you guys put on a hell of a show there. Obviously, out of the get-go with the 2 wide, 3 wide battling and slide jobs out there on the racetrack, and then even late in this one, obviously you're trying to battle there with the 17 of Matthew Wood. You throw Aiden Lucas right back into the mix, and that 99 of Logan Perriman sitting right in front of you there. As the laps closed down, obviously Virgil shot out of a cannon in that inside lane, was able to run away with it and leave no question or doubt about his ability to win this race. But man, you guys put on a show back there behind him.
Oh yeah, I was trying really hard to catch up to him. I saw him on the bottom when I was running that middle top, following is either Aiden or Chess. I don't know who it was at the time, but I saw him go in that bottom, and I knew right then and there that's where I need to be. So I tried following that line. Just one of those deals.
Yeah,
can't get them all.
Absolutely. Sometimes they slip away from you, but here tonight, still a solid point stay and a solid finish for yourself as you park this beautiful 201 or the 98 ride again, that tribute ride to Ronnie here again this evening. Back up onto the podium for another third place finish, man. Who'd you like to thank for another great run and solid performance out there on the racetrack?
The only one, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, is all I'd like to thank here tonight.
Beauty. Well, Jackson, heck of a run, heck of a drive, man. We can't wait to see you guys back in action in a couple weeks' time, as I do believe we're off now for a few weeks for the holidays here. So hopefully have yourself a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and we'll see you back out there in the next one.
All righty. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Jackson Branscombe, as Jackson comes home in position number 3 here this evening. Solid run, solid drive there for that 98 ride. Unfortunately, though, that's going to do it for us here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love here this evening for some absolutely great racing action, man. These guys put on a great show, great battles for us right from the drop of the first green flag right down to the checkered flag, and we can't wait to see them back in in action in a few weeks' time, as I do believe that they head to, let me double check the schedule here, to Kern on January 11th. So they're off for a few weeks here, obviously a few weeks off, a few holiday Sundays coming up, everything else. Obviously, holidays close here next week, and everyone obviously going to take that extra bit of time to spend with their friends and family until the beginning of the new year, and then we get right back into it. We'll pick right back up and put on another great couple of shows for everybody to enjoy. Unfortunately, though, that will do it for us here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll be back up here in the broadcast booth tomorrow night for some more racing action here on Peacemaker Gaming. So hopefully we see you guys back in the stream, back up in the grandstands, and ready to cheer on our amazing Monday night series. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all back here in the next one, man. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love.
Kick the back, Joe! When you're ready to jump